Jazzcast Pros.
Spring cleaning? Forget waiting for the perfect season because the best time to declutter is now. In this episode, we're breaking down why seasonal decluttering doesn't always work, how to let go of just-in-case thinking, and simple habits to keep clutter from creeping back in. No playbooks, no perfection, just real doable steps to reclaim your space. Tune in now and start making room for what truly matters. Welcome to the Declutter Empress Radio Podcast, a podcast to help you create a functional space wherever you roam. I am your host, Daria, and today we will discuss how to make your home your oasis. By the time you hear this episode, spring will have already sprung. Yes, March is usually when you're getting ready to clean out the gutters and do yard work. I get it. But what about the other parts of your home that need attention and don't always get that seasonal refresh? Do you feel overwhelmed just thinking about dusting, cleaning the windows, or tackling that outside storage closet, or even the garage to pull out your spring and summer chairs? Now let me ask you, when you think about these tasks, do you feel a sense of dread? Maybe you look at that storage closet cluttered with old items and wonder how long you've been putting off dealing with it. Or you look at the windows knowing they need cleaning, but just don't want to deal with it. It's okay. I know there are plenty of articles out there with play-by-play guides on how to declutter. I appreciate them, but they can also feel overwhelming. Let's talk about dusting for a moment. Instead of waiting until it piles up, what if you made it a habit to wipe it when you see it? No fancy cleaning cloth needed. Just grab an old t-shirt, a paper towel, whatever is on hand, and do it. The key here is consistency. My mom used to always say, if you clean the bathroom every day, you don't have to clean the bathroom. It's all about building habits that prevent those overwhelming tasks from piling up. Same goes for clutter. You don't have to wait until things pile up to start throwing things away. You can begin now. So here are 3 action steps I want you to take to declutter. Number 1, remember your home isn't a storage unit. There's an emotional cost to keeping stuff you don't use. Think about those clothes in the back of your closet that don't fit anymore. Maybe they're things you spent money on and don't want to part with, but ask yourself, when was the last time you wore them? Are you waiting for a special occasion to wear it? Guess what? The special occasion may never come. Wear it now or give it away. Or even think about the gifts you never liked, but you felt guilty donating it. Those things are simply taking up space physically and mentally. I'm giving you permission to let them go. Letting go of unused items is freeing. It allows you to reclaim your space and your mental energy. So the more you hold on to, the more cluttered your mind becomes. So let's start with one item at a time. Pick something right now. What is one thing you can let go of today? Maybe it's that sweater you've been holding on to for years, but it's just not in style anymore. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to give you permission. Let it go. Number 2, don't wait for seasonal or event-based decluttering. Life doesn't always follow a neat schedule. Life ain't always cute. We tend to put things off thinking that we'll do it later or when the season is right. But instead of waiting for spring cleaning, start now. Imagine how much easier it would be if, when winter ended, you had already packed away those heavy blankets instead of letting them sit out until June. Think about your kitchen. How much easier would it be to clean if you decluttered those cabinets and drawers now instead of waiting for a big cleaning event? You can make small changes as you go so you're not overwhelmed later. You're setting yourself up for success. You're making your future self's life easier. And I think that's something we all want, right? To not feel overwhelmed. Every step counts, but making it a habit little by little makes it become easier. You don't have to do this all at once. Number 3, ditch the just-in-case mindset. The future you won't suddenly feel more motivated if you're holding on to something for a just-in-case situation or a what-if situation. It's time to let it go. I think of the thousands of dollars I could have saved if I had downsized sooner instead of keeping things just in case the kids come to visit, or just in case I use that kitchen gadget, those 3 NutriBullets that's sitting on my counter, the mini one, the big one, just in case. Just in case never comes. Or even just in case taking up baking. You're taking a baking class and you need all of these baking utensils. Here's the truth. Our lives are not set in stone. So why hold on to things like they are? And let's be real, holding on to things for just in case scenarios doesn't make sense anymore. Life is unpredictable. Things change, people change, and that's okay. So when you find yourself holding on to something because you think it might come in handy someday, ask yourself, will I actually use this? Or am I just keeping it out of habit? Or because someone told me I had to? Let it go. It's freeing. I'm giving you permission. Do it now. Decluttering seasonally sounds cute, but life ain't always cute and organized in a box. We get tired. We get overwhelmed. So make it as simple as possible for yourself. And now, here's the real beauty of it all. Now is the perfect time. This all goes back to creating your oasis space, a space that brings you peace. So straighten up as you go. There's never a set time to start decluttering. The time is now. You don't need to wait for a special occasion. Your space doesn't have to be perfect, but it can be manageable, and that's all you need. Let's talk about the bigger picture. Decluttering is not just about the physical space. It's about creating room for emotional peace. There's an instant sense of calm when you walk into your space and your energy levels either will go up or they'll go down. So when you allow yourself the freedom to focus on what really matters, you're not weighed down by all the things you don't need. This helps you breathe easier, both literally and figuratively. So think about it this way. When was the last time you walked into any room in your house and felt more relaxed? That's what you want. That's the power of decluttering at work. And it's something that you can tap into at any time. So the next time you feel stressed, the next time you mark on your calendar, I'm going to take on this full task of clearing out my garage. Don't do it. Don't do it. Remember, you can do this as you go. Just take a look around and ask yourself, what can I let go of that's contributing to this good feeling? And then take action. And remember that decluttering doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach. A lot of times we feel overwhelmed by the idea of decluttering because we think we have to tackle it all at once, but that is not the case. One thing I've learned is that decluttering is about taking small steps to make the whole process feel more manageable. So let me give you an example. I used to feel like I had to spend an entire weekend to organize my entire house, especially when it came to spring. But now I've learned to break it up instead of trying to declutter everything. Let's be real. Seeing results is motivating. And doing this as you go along helps that. So here's my challenge for you. This week, choose one small task to declutter. Just one drawer, one shelf, or one corner. Don't worry about doing it all at once. A small win is a win. It'll make you feel like you've accomplished something, and it will inspire you to tackle the next part. All right, so you've started decluttering, and now your space feels better because you do it like it's second nature. So now what's next? How do you keep that space from getting cluttered again? Here's a simple tip. Make it a habit. It's not about doing a big overhaul every few months. It's about making little adjustments every day so you don't have to feel like you're starting over again. And this might sound daunting, but trust me, it won't be long. Start with small tasks. Think about it. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't wait until your teeth are covered in plaque before you start brushing, right? It's part of your routine, and keeping your home decluttered can become just as easy and habitual. Just do it. Like folding clothes, putting away items that have been left out, or sorting through mail. And before you know it, your home will stay more organized without the big heavy lifting. Now, before we wrap up today's episode, I want to remind you of one last thing. Don't wait. It's easy to tell ourselves that we'll get to decluttering tomorrow or that we'll wait for the perfect time. But the truth is, there's no perfect time. Life is always busy. Life will life. And there will always be something else competing for your attention. But the longer you put it off, the more that clutter will build. You don't have to wait for the perfect season, the right mood, or a cleared schedule. The time to start is now. Take it one step at a time, one small step at a time. And trust me, you'll be amazed about how much lighter and more energized you feel once you start. It's a journey, but it's worthwhile to create your oasis space. Thank you for listening to the Declutter Empress Radio podcast. My name is Daria. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend, a family member, or anyone who you think would benefit from listening to this podcast. Feel free to leave a rating or a comment. I would love to hear from you.